really wanting to sew my own mini skirts, and I found this tutorial like a week or two ago that was someone sewed a skirt from a man's t-shirt, and it had all the like details you needed. It didn't have any pattern. It was very much just measure this, and now I can't find it. I do not want to use a pattern, partially because I'm gonna get bored. Sorry, I'm gonna get bored. I'm gonna get bored if we use a pattern. I'm gonna be real, I'm just not wanna do it anymore. I wanna try to do this from scratch. I have this, which is from a wholesale thrift store I went to last summer. I have this, which is pants that my mom bought me years ago, but are just too big. These are like higher stakes. I wanna know what I'm doing when I tackle these. I got this from like a vintage store, because I really like the fabric. This is from Walmart. So we're gonna start with the Walmart fabric. I'm just gonna test things out. I want it to be low-waisted. I've been needing, I think low-waisted is just so much more comfortable, especially for sitting. I don't know, I wanna be able to make my own low-waisted things so I don't have to like spend hours searching for stuff that actually doesn't end up being that low-waisted. So let's get to it. So my idea was this would be the skirt itself, this fabric, and this would be the waistband. So what I'm gonna do is measure my hips. I'm gonna do just like halfway. But I wanted to gather the fabric, you know, make it rough, kind of ruffly. So I'm gonna have to give a lot of extra room for that. I don't really know, that's where I'm scared I'm gonna mess up the most, but we're just gonna see how it goes. We're gonna give a lot of extra room. Hopefully it's all good. But also like, you know, trapezoidal, so it goes out. I'm not exactly sure how to make the waistband though. I think I should just double it and fold it maybe is the right way to go. We'll see. I might just like hem it where I fold it just to keep it in place, even though it might look silly. It's okay. I'm gonna use this string. I know that we have a sewing measuring tape somewhere. I just don't know where. But this serves the purpose. So this here is about the amount across the front it needs to be. And then of course, this is a thing. I have to make up, to be completely clear, I have to make up for also having a large butt. So while this is more than half of the space across my hips, I still need the same amount of space, I would say, probably, because once you go further down, to make up for your butt. But let me see how far down I want it to be, too. Okay, so I've decided on probably about this length. So I'm just gonna like draw that out, and this is including the waistband, so I'll have to shorten it too. So, but you know, you gotta leave space for, okay, clearly that didn't show up. You gotta leave space for hemming and stuff. Okay, and I'm just gonna have to eyeball it because I don't remember what it was. That's good enough. Okay. I'm running around this freaking house to get to that mirror to measure myself. Okay. So I want it to be trapezoidal. So we want it to be this long. I should probably move it down, right? I'm completely winging this, so that's why I'm like doing some nonsensical things here. Okay, I want it to be about this long. That's not including like a waistband about that length. So like this. Okay, yeah, so we'll do it down here. We'll do this. Okay, move to the side of it so I can make it more trapezoidal. So I've been told to do. Is that a bad idea? Now I'm concerned. Hold on, I'm thinking. No, because if you gather it, then, okay. So I don't need to make a trapezoidal. I'm trying to remember from that video that I watched. Well, this is why we're testing on this fabric. So you can go straight down, actually. I'll do across this right here. And then I should probably leave some extra space. So I'm gonna go based off of these. Okay, I'll move it over. Okay, wait, that's actually perfect. So I'll line it up with each line. Okay, they're lined up pretty much the same. And then I'll go like one thing over. So it goes over to like here. Okay, that's perfect. So we'll do it right to there. That's good enough. And then we'll do it right to here. Okay, I'm gonna cut it out and just go from there. Truly just winging this whole process. Going off of the memory of a video I watched. I tried to find other tutorials that did not involve patterns. Most of them were kind of the same information that I'm going off of right now, and as well as too fast paced because they were just like thrift flip videos, which are cute and fun to watch, but when you break it down, you're like, whoa, I'm missing so much information. But a skirt seems pretty easy, so I feel like I could wing this a bit and just see how it goes. And if I mess up, hey, I learned something. Even though this is way longer than it needs to be, for like, this is not halfway around my hips. Because I'm gathering it, just to be safe, I'm just learning how to do this. I think looser is better than tighter too. I'm going to just cut out an equal size piece of fabric and attach them after I gather it, obviously, but I'll attach one side of it. But yeah, I'm just gonna cut out one more side, one more piece. Okay, I've connected them the best I can, and I'm just going to sew them together on one end. I think I'll move it down just a little bit. I honestly doubt that I'll use the entirety of everything that I cut out. I just wanted to leave some room for error, you know. One piece is a little bit longer than the other, and that is intentional. I have a large butt. Gotta do what you gotta do. While I was setting this up, it kept beeping at me, and I was like, oh no, I'm cooked. Whole time, I just kept pressing buttons that made it mad at me because the foot lever wasn't down. I was like, I'm not even sewing yet. But it's okay. You can tell I don't know what I'm doing, but that's okay. I also clearly made it a little crooked, but the whole thing's a little crooked, so it is what it is. I also have no clue what stitch I even used. I'm not gonna lie. This is a learning moment, and a learning moment does not need to be particularly specific. Now I just need to be a little more precise here because this is the fabric that's gonna be gathered. I'm going to open this up and make the waistband that should be actually precise. Okay, I have it laid out now, and I'm just gonna connect the waistband. And I did leave some extra room for this to be way too long. So I'm not too worried about the length, and we can always hem it where we need to, obviously. I need some work. Aha, I'm figuring it out. I've used the sewing machine a few times, I just forget. And I'm, not actually knowledgeable in this craft. It'll be okay. Yay! And then this, I'm gonna attach it to that, and I'm gonna fold it over like this. I'm probably gonna trim this. That's probably a good idea. I watched a tutorial on TikTok right before I started this of just how to gather fabric. It looked pretty simple. I'm just worried because I'm not familiar with this machine. It's the machine I'm most familiar with, but I don't know her too well. So I'm just worried that I'm gonna mess it up and not really know how to do it right, but it's okay. So what I'm gonna do, I think, to make it easier so I'm not sewing two different things at once, the idea of this is that this is folded in half and then connected to the skirt. So I'm gonna fold it in half first and then sew it, but me doing it 2 steps instead of 1 makes it easier for me while also making the band shorter in the long run, which is okay. I just want to make sure it's the same length all across. So that's what's most important. I'm thinking, should I hem it at the top too? I think it could look cute. I mean, really. I'm going to do something interesting here. I'm going to get a piece of string and just cut out the exact length that I want it to be, and it is capable of being. So right there. So I'm just gonna mark it a few times across so I can just be aware of what I'm doing. This is not very precise, and I would not use what I'm doing as a tutorial. Let's be clear here. Maybe I should stop, and maybe I should hem it at the where I folded it, like I just said, the hem will be visible, but I think it could still be cute, and maybe I could like add a bow. Like think like Lala Loopsy. Like I have a belt that has like what looks like stitching across it. And I think that that's kind of cute, it adds some charm. So maybe that's not a bad idea. And it'll keep it still. Because this is gonna be visible, I want it to be very straight. The sun is being very sweet to me today. I think this looks nice. So this is the top of the skirt, okay? So now I'm going to try to do the gathering. This is gonna be the inside. This is where I'm a little nervous about messing it up. So that's why I was going to hem it first. But then, I don't know if that's a good idea. I guess I could. I'll have to do it, I guess. I don't know. When you're winging it, you have to choose the safest route, and this feels like the safest route, but it will make the belt smaller. That's what I'm concerned about. But I don't know. Maybe I could just go for it. I just don't really know how to gather. No, yeah, I think maybe I should hem it first. Should I? I don't know. I don't know. Okay. These are the lines I'm going to have to make sure that that's where the hem is. That's where I'm sewing. Okay. Maybe I could try it. I'm just nervous. I've never gathered before. Maybe I'll practice. I'll practice first. Practicing time. That didn't work. Stupid chud. Okay, I found a different tutorial that seems a lot easier. So I gather the fabric first and then I attach it. That seems a lot more doable. I have to do a basting stitch, which I've never done before, but we're gonna try. And I think I set it to the highest width or whatever. So let's just hope that I did it right. I think I did. Those look pretty wide. Now, I don't know what the proper protocol is for this, but I'm gonna hem it after I've gathered and sewn everything on. Because I just don't know how it's gonna look until after it's attached. You know, I've never done this before. Apparently I'm supposed to pull it. Okay, it's not, it's not pulling. Oh, I broke something, but, oh my God, I literally just broke the freaking string. Okay, I did something. If only I could do this right. Am I right, guys? I'm gonna cut a spot in the middle. You gotta improv, okay? I'm gonna cut a spot in the middle and pull. I'm worried that because I just broke it so easily that it's not good string that I'm using. Okay, clearly I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm figuring a very meticulous way to do it out. And, you know, there's a first time for everything. And my string feels like it might be crappy. Not the actual thread, but the thread for the bobbin. Okay, I kind of loosened it. Oh, wow, who turned the sun on? I kind of loosened it up a bit just because I over-gathered it for the amount that I need around my waist. So, or hips or whatever. I'm gonna just try my darndest and get to sewing. I'm just gonna go very slow with this. I'm nervous. I hope it's semi-even. Oh no, am I off the belt? Let's take a break and see where we're at. Let's go here and move it up a bit. The way it's barely gathered is killing me. Okay, I think I fixed it, but I may have also made it worse, but I'm not gonna undo it. I'm just gonna check and hope for the best. Okay, wait, Queen, it's looking better. This is truly as DIY as it gets because I don't think the method I'm using is what you're supposed to do, but it's okay. Something weird happened back here. I don't know what, but I think it's okay. I just had to stop and check on it and be like, what is happening? This is how it's looking. That's not too shabby. For a first time making a skirt, I think I'm cooking. So I'm gonna see where I need to connect it. The thing is, I also need to make sure, I'm not adding a zipper, too much work. It's also low rise, which most low rise things I own, I can just slip right over. So it makes it a little harder, but I need to see if maybe I need to add a button or something, which I really don't wanna do. I know it's cute, but that's a lot of work. But let me just size it out. Ignore the noises. My mom's watching Harry Potter. You didn't hear that? Okay. I want it right. I'm gonna look in the mirror real quick because on the camera, truly, I cannot see. Okay, here's the dilemma I've run into. It's looking cute. On me, truly, okay, this is not as high as it's gonna be. It's gonna be like, I want it to be like here. If I do it like this, it looks a little frumpy and weird. It's okay, we'll figure it out. But the bigger problem is it's loose. So I'm gonna have to like fold it or something. I don't know. How do people do this? So that's one problem. Another problem is I thought I accounted for my bum. It's even bigger than anticipated. So I'm thinking I can add more ruffles with this fabric. But I also need to hem this. Okay, I thought about it a little harder, and what I said earlier about the trapezoidal shape, and I was like, that can't be right. I think it actually can be right, because I think that they sewed it at the trapezoid. So, my bad. Don't listen to me, guys. So anyways, I'm a failure flop, and I should just give up on everything. Just kidding. I do need to add a ruffle, and I think I'll do a mini ruffle. And I'll do it at the hem. So I did that whole freaking basting stitch, and it helped me with the start for sure. But then after that, it's just kind of inconvenient. It's just not working like the way it should, which obviously I kind of knew that, but I thought that it would help. You know, I did it kind of manually before. Honestly, half manually. Oh my gosh. Honestly, doing it full manually, like literally just bunching it, seems to be a better option at this point. So I'm just gonna keep on doing that. I did waste string doing that, but you live and you learn, I guess. Okay. Okay, she's cute. Does it? Oh, shit. Oh. Ugh. Okay. If I did that, would it work still? I'm gonna sew them together. Okay, I think it's not big enough. Excuse the sound of my voice, I just had surgery on my deviated septum yesterday, but I didn't like the video I recorded for this, but this is the final product of the skirt. I just adjusted the waistline so it would fit my waist a little better. I'm thinking about making the skirt a little longer because it looks very frumpy in the front. Please excuse my hiccups, and I have horrible indigestion and it won't go away. It's been here for hours. But, that's pretty much it. It looks pretty nice. It's pretty nice for a first try, but okay. I finished this one. Obviously, it needs a little bit of help with this, just like the other one. But okay, I'm just saying it looks so much better. There's a lot to be trimmed and stuff, but I think two key things we learned from this. One, I just learned some general skills. This, I tried the trapezoid thing. I have wide hips. I didn't have enough fabric to make it a big trapezoid, so you can see that it goes out of it. Two, that fabric was really stiff. This is a lot more flowy, and that just sits so much better. Okay, I think we learned some things here today. Thank you so much for watching. I know it's kind of a mess, but I had fun. Hopefully you had fun. I learned a little bit. Don't use this as a tutorial, but hopefully you learned a little bit too if you are just as clueless as me. So thank you for watching. See you next Wednesday.